My name's Adrian, and for most of my life, my family treated me like I was the almost child. Not the screw up, not the golden one either. Just the one they didn't worry about because I seemed fine. My older brother Evan was the pride of the family. College, corporate job, the whole package. He was the guy my mom would bring up in conversations like she was reading a resume out loud. And I was the guy she'd describe with a little laugh. Oh, Adrian's doing his own thing. That phrase sounds harmless until you hear it enough times to realize it means they don't take you seriously. I started a small online business when I was 19. Nothing flashy. I didn't talk about it. I didn't post about it. I just worked. Late nights, early mornings, doing everything myself. By the time I was 26, it wasn't a side hustle anymore. It was real money, house money. But I never told them that because every time I tried to share anything, it turned into a debate, a lecture, a comparison to Evan. So I kept it quiet. I'd show up to family dinners in jeans, bring a bottle of wine, smile through the jokes, and go home. Then one Friday night, my mom called and asked if I could come over. She said it casually like she needed help moving something. When I got there, the vibe was wrong immediately. No TV on, no small talk. My dad was sitting at the kitchen table with his hands folded. My mom stood by the counter with her arms crossed. Evan was leaned back in his chair, scrolling on his phone like he was bored. My mom said, "Sit down." That's when I knew this wasn't about furniture. My dad cleared his throat and said they were concerned about me. My mom said they'd been talking and thought I needed to be more responsible. I asked, "Responsible how?" She slid an envelope across the table. Inside was a printed spreadsheet. Numbers, headings. My mom said they knew I'd been struggling. I blinked and said, "Struggling?" Evan smiled like he was about to teach a lesson. "Come on," he said. "You're still doing the internet thing. We're not stupid." My dad tapped the spreadsheet and said, "This is what it costs to live like an adult." Then my mom said the word I'd heard my whole life. "We're not going to enable you anymore." She told me they'd decided I needed to start paying them back for everything they'd done for me. Braces. My first car. 2 semesters of community college I didn't even finish. She gave me a number. $20,000. She said it like she was being generous. We're not asking for it all at once, just $200 a month. I sat there trying to process what I was hearing. Then Evan said, almost joking, "Unless you can't afford it." My mom added, "If you can't, that's okay. But then we need to be honest about where you're at." That's when I realized this wasn't about money. It was about confirming the story they tell themselves, that I'm behind, that I'm barely making it, that they're the responsible ones saving me from myself. I looked at the spreadsheet, looked at my mom, looked at Evan, and I said very calmly, "Okay." The relief in the room was instant. My mom softened. My dad nodded. Evan smirked and went back to his phone. My mom said, "Good. We'll start next month." I stood up, smiled, and said, "Yeah, next month." Then I walked out. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I didn't tell them the truth. Because the truth wasn't going to land in that kitchen. It needed an audience. And I already knew where I was going to give it to them. 2 weeks later was my dad's birthday, and my parents were throwing one of those picture-perfect family dinners. Relatives, church friends, Evan's coworkers, people who love clapping for the right person. So I let them think they'd won. I let them think I was going to quietly pay $200 a month like a kid being disciplined. And I started preparing. Not revenge, just clarity. Because if you're going to treat me like I'm broke and useless, you don't get to do it quietly and keep your pride intact. And when that dinner came, my mom was finally going to realize she'd been demanding money from the one person in the family who could have paid off their mortgage in a week.